Hi everyone, my name is Amanda Young and I'm an assistant professor of adapted physical activity in my second year in the Physical and Health Education Department. Before coming to Slippery Rock, I taught adapted PE in Texas. Dean Dills asked me to speak to you all today about career readiness, so here we go. The first thing we have to do is ask ourselves, are we preparing our students to be successful in their future careers in education? When our students graduate from SRU, are they career ready? And in turn, are they ready to teach their own students career readiness? Career readiness has become an important topic in our accreditation process. In CAEP Standard 1, we are to ensure that our teacher candidates develop a deep understanding of the critical concept and principles of their discipline and, by completion, are able to use discipline-specific practice flexibility to advance the learning of all students towards alignment of college and career readiness standards. The Pennsylvania Career Standards of College and Career Readiness states that learners will be prepared for meaningful engagement in post-secondary education, in workforce training, in career pathways, and as responsible, involved citizens. Not only are we ensuring that our own students are career ready, but we also need our students, the future educators, to help their own students become career ready at all levels and across all disciplines. We have an obligation to ensure academic success, so our teacher candidates are prepared to go out and teach. Education creates the foundation of skills in academia. Because of teachers, we can do many things. If it wasn't for PE, we might lack hand-eye coordination. If it wasn't for early science skills, we might not have scientists working on a cure for COVID. If it wasn't for reading and language arts, we wouldn't be able to enjoy that book by the beach. Is it almost summer break yet? If it wasn't for math, would we understand budgeting? If it wasn't for special education and transition, would we be able to help our students with disabilities achieve independent living? If it wasn't for early childhood and elementary education, would our children understand play? And if it wasn't for our counseling department, would we understand how to help our students with mental health concerns? So back to the question, are our students career ready? According to PDE, Pennsylvania's economic future depends on having a well-educated and skilled workforce that is prepared to meet the current and projected demands of a global, knowledge-based 21st century economy. So we ask the question, do you have the classroom resources to help students achieve their goals? In a virtual world, this can be tricky, but we have to reframe our pedagogical practices so that we are still meeting the needs of all students. Are your students engaged in meaningful activities to support their career portfolios? Again, this is challenging in our new virtual world, but how are you creating and/or modifying meaningful activities and experiences for your students? What opportunities are available for you and your students to expand knowledge of the 21st century workplace? We have to try to always look ahead and be sure our students continue their education to keep up with current practices. And finally, do your students have a post-secondary pathway for success? Through the teacher in the workplace model from PDE, teachers build stakeholder relationships that perpetuate future career connections and work-based learning experiences for both teachers and students. In addition, the implementation of curriculum aligned to industry needs feeds into the workforce pipeline with students who are career ready for post-secondary success. The career education and work standards of PDE address four areas of knowledge: career awareness and preparation, career acquisition, getting a job, career retention and advancement, and entrepreneurship. PDE has a great document that breaks down the Pennsylvania career readiness skills into three categories of self-awareness and skill management, establishing and maintaining relationships, and social problem-solving skills. And it includes what each skills look like at different levels of education. We need to be mindful that in our classes, we're teaching more than just content. Not only do we need to cover our course content, but we also need to teach our students how to access relevant information and keep up with evidence-based practices, because the world of education is always changing. What we learned in college is likely much different than what we're teaching now. I don't know about you, but I sure didn't learn how to teach over Zoom. When we have addressed the questions about if our students are career ready and have the tools to teach their own students about career readiness, we need to collect data for accreditation. For example, our school wellness education students take my Introduction to Adapted Physical Activity course, where we talk about modifying physical activities for students with disabilities. Did you know that there's a distinct difference between the locomotor skills of jump and hop? It's essential for our teacher candidates to know the difference, so when they teach their own students, they're teaching correctly. To teach the skills, they need to know how to perform the skills and be able to provide demonstration. In APA, we take it one step further and break down the skills so that we can assess the skill components and create goals and objectives in an IEP, as well as modify the skills so students with disabilities can find success. I will know my students are career ready when they can demonstrate and break down skills. To collect this data, my students perform a gross motor assessment. PDE shares current research and interventions on college and career readiness in elementary schools, transition and special education, entrepreneurship, equity, literacy, and work-based learning. You can click the link for more information to open access articles. Just as we look for generalizability in our own scholarship, the same concept applies for our teacher candidates. Can our graduates use what they've learned at SRU in their own classes when they enter the teaching field? And in turn, will they teach their own students at every level, in every discipline, career readiness skills to be successful in their own futures? For more information on career readiness, please visit the PDE website. Thanks for your time. I hope this presentation helps you understand a little bit more about career readiness and what you can do to help your students. Good luck with the remainder of the semester.